I'm doing this in my garage. We'll see how the traffic goes. So Anderson power poles, they have two parts. They have the housing and they have the pin. For 15 amp, 30 amp, and 45 amp, the housing is the same housing. The pins are different because the amperage isn't about the pin, it's about the wire diameter. So here we have, if you can see that, a smaller diameter and a larger diameter. So 15 amp, 30 amp, and then this pin here is the wrap style, and it's for 45 amp. So the 15 amp uses 16 to 18 gauge wire. The 30 amp uses 14 to 12 gauge wire. And then the 45 amp would use larger wire. So starting from 12 to 12 or 10. And I've got this meter. It comes with this packet with the 45 amp. And if you look on the wires, one of these has enough written on there that you can see it says 12 gauge. Once you put the two housings together, I'm going to give you an easy tip on how to know which way these go. But if they go together and you don't want them to slide apart, you can insert this little pin in there so that they don't slide apart. I find that that's not really a problem. They maybe might loosen up sometime. Use this, which is a retention clip. So here's how Anderson power poles work. Is they always hook red to red, but it doesn't matter which end of the cord. Like on a power cord, you have to plug a certain part into the wall and another part goes to your appliance. So they're set up exactly the same, but when we flip them and put them together, they're opposite. Hi! Okay, that was cute. My neighbors left. So you can hook up infinitely different devices. So this is, oops. So now you can do that, but that generally wouldn't cause a problem because you only have one pole connected. So you're not going to short anything out. Now let's say we're setting up and we don't want these to accidentally get pulled apart. So I can use a retention clip, put it into the holes, and you'll see this one has the little pin to keep it together. So now, and it doesn't matter. So now I can't pull it apart. If I do want to pull it apart, I just pull that out and away they come. Now let's learn how these go together. Now when you see pictures of these, they usually have the red one on the left side. Okay. And I got tired of getting on the internet or looking for something to see which way to apply these, because sometimes you don't have an example of the other one. So if you just turn it over, you'll see the red one is on the right, and you'll see it has kind of a smiley face to it right there. So red smiles on the right. So if you have two of them, you want to have the red smile at you in your right hand, and then these slip together. There's a raised section and a grooved section, and those slide together. I always like to partially do it. Make sure I got red smiling on the right, and then push them together the rest of the way. Now, Housings can come in different colors. I usually use purple for when it's not 12 volts, because black is ground for automotive, red is the power, positive, for 12 to 13 volt, 13.8 volts. And then purple would be like I'd use on a solar panel or for some other reason. Now, power poles also can give you a special setting when you have more than 2 terminals. The only problem there is you're not the same anymore. Okay, we'll set this one up. What's the rule? Red smiles on the right. They both smile in the same direction. Look for the raised part and the groove. So when these go together, you see they smile opposite from each other. When these go together, I want to put this one that way so it'll slip in. So I'll start it, finish it. These slip together like that. But if we look at them, we make them both smile right on the right. You'll notice the purple is on the opposite side. So this isn't an infinite way to connect things when you get to 3 or more. But it's still usable in some cases. So how does this work? You'll see that this has a hook on the pin. That connects to, let me use this to point, there's a spring. It's just a flat piece of metal inside there. Okay, so it's like that. And this gets pushed in, and this will ride up over that metal and then come down. So when you got 2 of these coming together, the other pin is opposite, and they lock in like that, and they create a large contact surface. So you don't want to put this on upside down. If you do, it can come out easy. But once this clips over that spring plate, it's very hard to get out, which is what you want it to be. Very difficult.